Minister, last August I engaged with you in order to seek clarification in respect of a time frame in respect of a school in Borg, Gaelscoil Lekra in Borg, County Offaly. I'd be very grateful if you could give me an update here today on this project, which is long overdue and indeed needs to be brought to a successful conclusion at this point. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Deputy, and I want to acknowledge your engagement and your particular interest in the project. I'm pleased to advise that the project on a greenfield site was approved for delivery by the Department for the school in question. The project provides for 4 mainstream classrooms and 1 special education needs base under the Department's timber modular framework. The site was transferred from Solis to the Minister for Education at nil cost, in line with the Department of Public Expenditure and Reform circulars regarding the transfer and disposal of state assets. The project has been devolved for delivery to Laois Offaly Education and Training Board. Under the Department's service level agreement, the LOETB, the ETB, have responsibility for communicating progress on the project to the school authorities concerned. A design team was appointed to guide the project through the stages of architectural planning and tendering, with the ultimate goal of proceeding to construction in a timely manner. The project will employ the Department's timber modular framework, which is manufactured to comply with the Department's technical guidance documents available in the Department's website. The project shall achieve a low embodied carbon footprint, which will meet or exceed 2030 targets contained within the RIAI 2030 Climate Challenge Target Metrics for Schools, published in October of 21. The Department's professional and technical officers are working closely with design teams on this project and others employing this innovative technology. The Department has a strong track record of delivery of school building projects, and this was achieved again in 22, notwithstanding the wider construction sector environment of high inflation, labour shortages and supply chain issues. This is evidenced by the fact that there are currently 300 school building projects at construction stage and a further 1,000 at pre-construction stage, including the project referred to by the Deputy. The Department will continue to review its ongoing enrolment requirements for 23 and the associated work programme. The particular project raised by the Deputy is currently at planning application stage, with a final decision to be made in late February. The Department is currently examining needs for the 23-24 school year as part of its overall assessment of our work programme also.
Minister, I thank you for your detailed response, and indeed it is welcoming to see that there is progress being made. However, I suppose I do want to state that it has been very frustrating for all involved in the school, for the school community, for the teachers, for the students, for the parents, because the school opened its doors in 2015. Now, while you have definitely outlined the progress there that is being made, and I welcome that, I do feel that we owe it to the school to make sure that there is constant monitoring and that that there is a time frame put in place for each step that will follow after the planning process has concluded. I feel that it's only fair, it's only right. There is pressure on the school, needs to be able to plan, and it needs to be able to plan ahead, obviously, for increased demand. But I think that at this point, that a time frame with the steps and with when we're going to reach the end line, some sense of that needs to be given to the school, and I think the only way to do that is to provide a time frame and a schedule. And as I say, I do acknowledge that there is engagement on Forest Patroon from the Department, but I think that it needs to be constant engagement, constant communication, and everyone needs to be kept up to speed. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Deputy. I want to acknowledge and appreciate your acknowledgement too that considerable progress has been made. The design team has been appointed. The project is currently at planning stage. These are all very positive, if you like, landmarks for the school community. The project is also devolved to the ETB, and the ETB are charged with the responsibility of informing the patrons of the progress of the project as it is ongoing. I want to acknowledge the importance of this project, and I know that the school awaits it in anticipation, and I absolutely accept that. But there is a very clear line of progress that needs to be followed, particularly in the area of planning. And we are, and I want to acknowledge the work of the ETB in this regard, given that it is devolved to them, and we will, move it with the priority that it can be moved, but giving consideration to, I suppose, the various hurdles that it has to that it has to jump. And I do want to acknowledge your personal interest in this. I want to acknowledge Sean Fleming, Barry Cowan, Charlie Flanagan, everybody who has come to me in relation to this project. And I know you have a particular interest too. And I just do feel that the ETB will progress this as it is devolved to them, and we will like to see it happen as quickly as possible.
Thank you, Minister. I appreciate that response and indeed your commitment to ensuring that this project does get over the line. I know that, as you say, things are, in terms of conveyancing, it's at an advanced stage, and that's certainly welcome. I've been raising this issue for many years here on the floor of this House, not just last year or the year before, but many years, and I'm committed to seeing this project over the line. But I think in terms of the information vacuum that does still exist at times, in terms of time frames and in terms of how things will move after the planning stage has concluded, I do feel, as I said to you earlier, that it would be only right that it is communicated to An Forest Patrúna and to the ETB and to the school community about when they can expect this school to be built and open, because the lease is running out on the current accommodation again. And as I say, they are still left in limbo, and it is 7 years since they opened their doors. Thank you.
I do appreciate, and I want to acknowledge the excellence in terms of education that is being delivered here every single day. I do want to acknowledge that, and I do want to acknowledge the expectation of school communities to, that we would deliver as quickly as we possibly can. I want to acknowledge from the ETB's point of view too, given that the project is devolved to them, that there are particular steps that have to be taken, whether it's in terms of the design, whether it's in terms of planning or whatever. And it is a positive that the decision in relation to planning is to be made at the end of this month. That's a particular landmark now and landmark moment for the development of the project going forward. It will be expedited as quickly as it possibly can. As I say, I want to acknowledge too your personal commitment to the project, the personal commitment of Deputies Cowan and Flanagan and Sean Fleming, and it was remiss of me to also include Senator Pippa Hackett, who is also. So I know the public reps, I know the community are hugely invested in this, and I know the school community are hugely invested in this, and it is, as I say, a landmark when the planning will be received in late February.